If you're a business owner and feeling busy but not actually moving forward, then this video is for you. You see, most people don't struggle in business because they lack effort, right? They struggle because they're working on the wrong things. And everywhere you look, you're being told to do more, from creating more content, to improving your systems, creating more strategies. But more isn't necessarily what moves a business forward. Clarity does. And in this video, I'm going to help you strip away that noise and get clear on what actually moves the needle in 2026. So you'll know exactly where to focus, what to ignore, and how to stop wasting energy on things that don't drive real growth. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed, distracted, or unsure about what deserves your attention in your business, then stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have a clear direction for the year ahead. My name is G-Cornell, and I'm a business coach and mentor to startups, SMEs, and corporate organizations. I've been in business for 30 years helping brands sell more of their products and services, and this channel is dedicated to helping people create their own destinies. So whether you're a young adult trying to find your path or an entrepreneur looking to grow your business, I will show you how to cope and succeed in your journey whilst enjoying it along the way. So let's get into it. Why being busy isn't growing your business. A lot of business owners are working long hours, ticking off tasks and filling their days, yet they are often left wondering why their businesses aren't moving forward. And more often than not, it's because activity, it's not the same as progress. You can be busy all day and still be stuck in your business if your effort is growing in the absolute wrong direction. And when I hear people say, I'm working hard but my business isn't growing, what they're really saying is, I don't have clear priorities and I'm not sure what to do. Why doing more is holding your business back. You see, most businesses, they don't stall because they're doing too little. They stall because they're trying to do too much, which isn't adding value. From having too many ideas, having too many platforms, producing way too many strategies at once, the list goes on. And the problem with this is that it creates fatigue in the decision-making processes. It also creates more obstacles that cloud the most important tasks. And just know that business growth doesn't come from volume, it comes from focus. And one clear priority will always outperform 10 half-finished plans. The few things that actually drive business growth. When you strip everything back, most businesses grow because of a small number of core drivers that are vital for growth. Things like cash flow, clients, capacity, your time and energy, and confidence in your decision-making processes. And if one of these areas is, say, weak, then your whole business feels heavier than it needs to be. And the majority of stress for business owners, it comes from not knowing which of these actually need the most attention, and especially which need the most attention first. Why lack of business clarity creates stress and fear. A lot of people think fear in business comes from taking risks, and that's fine. But in reality, fear usually comes from uncertainty, from not knowing what the outcome will look like. When priorities aren't clear, decisions feel harder, overthinking increases, confidence drops, and ultimately, progress slows. But if you have clarity in your business, then trust me when I tell you this, your stress will diminish and your decision making and the actions you take, they're going to feel a hell of a lot lighter. The one business problem you must identify first. And here's one of the most important questions that I would like you to ask yourself this year, okay? And it is, what is the one problem in your business that if you solved would make everything else seem easier? And I don't want you to look for 10 problems or list everything that feels broken. Just identify one. And when you can identify the right problem, which is the one problem that you can see is holding your business back, then sure enough, your momentum, mate, it will quickly return. You will see that everything will shift for the better. So keep it simple and look for that one key problem which you can identify that will have the most positive impact on your business. Why trying to fix everything stops business growth? Trying to fix everything at once almost guarantees that nothing gets fixed properly, okay? And we've all been there in business, especially when you see there are way too many obstacles which need addressing, right? And I get it. And you have to understand that most businesses stall when focus keeps shifting away from your core problems. And the last thing any business needs is to have new ideas all the time, new priorities, and new directions like every few weeks, okay? Growth requires consistency before it requires optimization. Very important. And by this I mean that you need to stay focused with one direction long enough for it to actually take effect. Why the most important business tasks feel boring. And here's something most people don't like hearing. The work that matters most in your business is often boring. It's repetitive, it's unglamorous, and it sure as hell doesn't feel exciting. But systems, follow-ups, discipline are what creates stability and long-term growth. Consistency beats creativity every time. But most importantly, when you can see results in your business from the, say, boring tasks that you need to do, then in time, these boring tasks, they're going to feel exciting. And why? Because now your brain will be able to remember the positive effects those boring tasks had in your business. How business clarity builds confidence and momentum. Confidence doesn't come from motivation or hype. It comes from knowing what you're working on that will move the needle. It comes from understanding why it matters and accepting what you're deliberately saying no to. Very important. When your priorities are clear, decisions feel easier, momentum builds naturally, and progress becomes more sustainable because now you're in control of what needs to be done. And as the years come and go, your experience, it's going to build confidence. And that's very important to know because experience, it's going to take time. And confidence in your decision-making process only comes when you've proven this to yourself. What to focus on in your business over the next 90 days. Thinking too far ahead can be overwhelming for any business owner, and it's fine to have long-term plans. But if you're wondering how to achieve growth in shorter amounts of time, then instead of worrying about the entire year, where you might lose clarity, just try focusing on the next 90 days. Now, this isn't a business plan as such, so I don't want you to confuse this 90-day plan of attack for a yearly business plan. This is just so you can highlight key areas in your business that require the most immediate actions, from actioning one priority, one direction, and just one meaningful problem to solve. And if you can take a little step back and think short-term, just for the moment, then you will soon see that short-term focus creates long-term momentum without burnout. Very important. What to focus on next once you have business clarity. And look at clarity as the starting point and not the finishing line, okay? And once you've identified what actually matters, then the next step is identifying what's actually holding your business back from making progress. And that's exactly what I'm going to cover in my next video. Now, this wraps up my video today. And if you're a business owner who wants clarity, focus, and steady progress in 2026, then be sure to like and subscribe so you'll be notified when my next video in this series drops. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.